Okay, here is a preview of the FA Cup fourth round. Now, the draw was obviously made about a week or so ago. There's some really interesting fixtures in the fourth round this year. They've got some more Championship ties, and we've got obviously some more Premier League ties, but also we've got Kidderminster Harriers in there against West Ham United. I think that's possibly one of the standout ties of the round for non-league Kidderminster, the lowest ranked team left in this year's FA Cup. But let's go through it as it was drawn out the hat. We're going to start with Crystal Palace versus Hartlepool United. Palace at home, I think we'll have too much for Hartlepool United on the day, personally. However, Hartlepool United will make things difficult, and if Palace start off slowly, this could be a potential banana skin. But how they overcame Millwall in the second half of their third round tie, I think with what they've got, they should have all their African Cup and Nations players back. I think their strongest lineup should be too strong for Hartlepool United, so I'm going for a home win there. Bournemouth going flying high in the Championship. Obviously, they had a defeat the other night. They're playing Bournemouth, the second lowest ranked team left in the competition. Bournemouth with their form, do they really want a cup distraction, or will a cup run actually aid them and boost their confidence a little bit with Fulham and my team Blackburn obviously being hot on their heels in the Championship? It's a very tight Championship race for the automatic promotion places. Bournemouth, I think, they got a possible giant killing in their grasp, I think, and Bournemouth, they've had a bit of a shock defeat at the weekend, so let's see how their form goes over the next couple of weeks, but that could be a potential banana skin for Bournemouth there. Huddersfield Town Barnsley, I can only see a Huddersfield Town win here. Barnsley are, 3 victories all season or something. They are really struggling. Bottom of the Championship. Even Derby, who've had all those points deductions, are now above them. I can only see a Huddersfield Town winning this one. Can't see it going the other way. Peterborough United playing QPR. I'm going to go with an away win in this one with QPR, if I'm being honest. A solid Championship outfit in the promotion places. Peterborough, bit of a yo-yo team when it comes to, are they in League One, are they in the Championship? They can't really stabilise themselves in one league or the other. They are at home, are the posh, but I think QPR will have too much for them on the day, and I think they will put a strong lineup out. Peterborough will give us, with the style of football they play, will give as good as they get, but I think QPR may have a bit too much, but a potential for a home win there. Cambridge United fresh off beating Newcastle United away against Luton Town. That's going to be a tasty fixture as well. Cambridge at home, good solid League One outfit. Luton Town, again a solid side. I think chances are that could go to extra time with penalties. I think Cambridge want to continue their cup run. It's a great story so far, and that could be one of the outstanding ties of the round, in my opinion, for lower league action in the FA Cup third round. Southampton Coventry. I can see this one going the distance, extra time penalties as well. Coventry are having some decent form in the Championship this season. Southampton lower mid-table in the Premier League. I think Premier League survival is more necessary for them, I think, than they're trying to win the FA Cup this year, although when on their day, Southampton are a very, very good side. They've just not been as consistent this season as they were last season with their form, and their form last season sort of tailed off, and they haven't really got going this season. But James Ward-Prowse in midfield. Coventry need to be careful about set plays in and around the box. His free kicks, be it crosses into the box or direct free kicks, can prove lethal. I can see that one being a low-scoring game. And very, very tight. It could go either way. Chelsea, Plymouth, Argyle. Obviously, they battered Chesterfield, but their league form has stuttered of late. So Plymouth, of League One, very solid defensively, and as Chelsea are being a little bit lethargic up front and struggling to score goals in the last few weeks, that could be a low-scoring game. It could be another potential shock. Plymouth could be eyeing up a vulnerable Chelsea side, in my opinion, even though they're doing quite well in the Premier League and they're in a lot of cup competitions. Their form has dipped in recent weeks, even with the Chesterfield win that they had in the last round. So that'll be one to watch. And how will Romelu Lukaku play? That's going to be a very key thing for Chelsea. Also, how many lineup changes do they make as well? Tuchel's come out and said the team is very, very tired, a lot of fatigue there. Obviously, with all the fixture congestion with the COVID cancellations and players missing through injury and COVID and Africa Cup of Nations action, Chelsea could be vulnerable to a cup shock, and it has happened before at this stage of the cup with Bradford City, for example. Everton, Brentford, I can see Brentford winning this one with Everton managerless at the moment. Their form has gone into a nose spin. Only 7 wins all season in all competitions. 2 in the league, 1 in the League Cup, 1 in the FA Cup, and 5 in the league. Brentford having a good solid first Premier League season. Okay, they've had a few unfortunate defeats, which have sort of tempered things a little bit, but I think Brentford will be very motivated for this game, might restart a bit of momentum for them, and I think Brentford are favourites going into this clash. Everton are in a nosedive right now. They need something to turn things around, but they are in a relegation fight. Brentford, I think, are nearly safe. Be honest, I think they are safe. If we're being honest, in the Premier League, their form is far better than Everton's, even with a few recent defeats. And they're very competitive. They play a very attractive style. Everton defensively are a shambles at the moment. There's no organisation. There's no confidence. I can see this being an away win for Brentford. Obviously, Kidderminster Harriers, West Ham United, I think for me is the tie of the round. It doesn't matter what the result is. West Ham have had a few defeats of late, but they are a very solid European outfit, in my opinion. I think they can possibly make Champions League qualification this season by right in the league. They're definitely going to be playing in Europe next season. And of course, it's Mark Noble's final season as a player. It would be great to see Mark Noble lift the FA Cup as Mr. West Ham. Regardless of the result, it's going to be a fantastic occasion, in my opinion. Kidderminster are going to thoroughly enjoy their day in the Cup. But I can see West Ham possibly humbling Kidderminster Harriers a little bit. And it also depends on the lineup West Ham put out on the field. There could be a lot of changes with this West Ham side, but when they've got their best team available, they look dangerous. They look very threatening. They look very competent on the ball. And David Moyes has a renaissance in management at West Ham. So this is a good time for West Ham. I think Kidderminster will just enjoy the day. And they always play with good energy and they always put effort in. So it's going to be a fun one to watch. Manchester United playing Middlesbrough. I can see an away win here. Manchester United, much like Everton, much like Chelsea, their form is just, they've got no form. There's a lack of confidence in the playing group. There's rumours, obviously, about dressing room discontent. Marcus Rashford will turn up in the Aston Villa game. Well, Man United were hanging on by the end and were really hanging on in the second half. The two disallowed goals obviously have proved crucial, and they obviously drew against Villa in the league at the weekend, just gone 2-2. Unless results really start improving, I have big concerns about Man United, and I think Middlesbrough can sense weakness, sense the blood in the water, and I think Middlesbrough could. I wouldn't call it a shock, really. Middlesbrough playing quite well in the Championship, solid outfit. They've got some good young, exciting talent. And they've got a great history in this competition, making the final in '97. I don't think they'll be overawed going to Old Trafford. I think Man United are very vulnerable there, but it could go extra time and penalties, or it could be an embarrassing defeat for Man United. If they do win, it's going to be a scrappy performance like it was against Villa, and I wasn't convinced by that Man United performance at all. Spurs versus Brighton. Spurs have been a bit misfiring. Obviously, they managerial change. Conte, I don't think, has got the best out of the squad. Brighton under Graham Potter are a breath of fresh air. They play very attractive football and can be very, very dangerous. And of course, Graham Potter's linked with the Everton vacancy. He's also been linked with the Man United vacancy as well in the summer. So I think Brighton could be a dark horse for the FA Cup this year. They've obviously in recent years made semi-finals as well. So Brighton, one of their best seasons in a very, very long time. They play very attractive football. Spurs can be very hit and miss. Very hit and miss. We just don't know what Spurs team is going to show up, really, and what the performance is going to be like. So I'm going with an away win there. Liverpool, Cardiff City. Liverpool, much like Chelsea, their form has been, obviously, there's that points gap to Man City in the league. They've had players out with Africa Cup of Nations duty, COVID, regular injuries, suspensions. Cardiff, obviously, again, great history in this competition. Very tough side to play against on their day, but they are the away side. Liverpool are at Anfield. Let's see how many squad changes are made by Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, the FA are very, very keen to get all FA Cup ties played. There is no room for replays, so it has to be done on the day. Liverpool will want to do it in the 90 minutes and avoid any injuries or suspensions out of that time. Stoke, Wigan. This could be either a high-scoring, entertaining game or a scrappy, extra-time, penalty kind of affair. Obviously, as a Blackburn fan, losing 3-2 to Wigan in the last round, after being 2-0 down, getting back to 2-0 and then it all going horribly wrong. Stoke, obviously, they've had their issues since leaving, getting relegated from the Premier League. This could be a feisty affair. It could be high scoring. It could be low scoring. It's very hard to really put a number on this one. Nottingham Forest Leicester. That's going to be a tasty one. East Midlands derby. Obviously, Nottingham Forest can take a lot of confidence with their resurgence in form in the league under new management. Poor start to the season, obviously. So they're trying to catch up on lost ground. Leicester have been a little bit off the boil this season. They are not as high place as they were last year. However, cup holders, they on their day they can be brilliant. Although they've been some of their form this season's been a little bit indifferent. Nottingham may sense again a weakness there, but Leicester will be up for this. They want to defend that title. They want to make the final again. They want to win it again. They want to prove they're not one-hit wonders. They want to win back-to-back trophies. I honestly believe that, and prove a point. Going to be a tasty East Midlands derby, and we haven't seen a Nottingham Forest Leicester City match for quite a few years. So expect some fireworks in that one. Man City, Fulham riding high in the Championship. Man City, obviously, at the moment, running away with the Premier League. They weren't overly convincing against Swindon Town. Swindon gifted them the first 3 goals. So, could Fulham, possibly upset Man City? What surprises me with Man City is they've only won the FA Cup twice under the current ownership in the last decade. So they could and should do better in this competition, in my opinion. They haven't been as dominant as they have been in the League Cup and in the Premier League. So Fulham riding high in the Championship. They first team in over 30 odd years to score six more goals in 3 consecutive games in any professional league in England. So they've got a record of their own. Could they keep adding to that? So Fulham got a lot of goals in their side. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They don't concede many. Neither do Man City, to be fair. Man City have also got a lot of goals in their side as well. This could be a very high scoring, entertaining game, or it could also be a bit indifferent. It might fail to fizz. It might fail to reach boiling point. It may be very slow possession pace, which Man City would love. They would love to just pass the ball around and keep the ball away from Fulham. But Fulham have got pace in their side. They've got physicality with Mitrovic up front. And they're a team in form right now. So that could be, again, really entertaining. And finally, Wolves versus Norwich. Norwich have started to turn a corner in the Premier League. They're still in the bottom 3, but there's a bit of daylight at the end of the tunnel. Can Dean Smith pull off the great escape? Will a little cup run boost their confidence and boost them? Wolves, solid mid-table side. Obviously, beat Man United the other week at Old Trafford. Solid mid-table team. Again, could a cup run, be on the cards? Could they be a dark horse? There's no pressure of relegation, I don't think, on Wolves. There's obviously no pressure. They're not fighting for the league. So this could be a gateway for silverware and a gateway to Europe for Wolves. And I think with the way they play football and some of the players they've got, with like João Moutinho, for example, in the midfield, they are creative, they're exciting, and they can play good counter-attack. And Norwich defensively are very suspect. They've got the worst goal difference in the Premier League. That could be a high-scoring game, or it could be a low-scorer, but I think it's done in the 90 minutes. Would Norwich rather focus on Premier League survival, or could a cup run really boost Norwich and get some momentum going for them in their relegation fight? Wolves, they could be targeting the FA Cup as a good cup run. They made semi-finals in this competition before. They can be dangerous on the counter-attack, and again with Norwich's defence, that could be a very high-scoring game. But there we go. That is all the fixtures of the 4th round. Brief preview of them. Some very exciting ties in there, of course. Let's see what Kidderminster Harriers can do against West Ham, and let's see what Boreham Wood can do against Bournemouth. So there are some high-flying Championship and Premier League teams obviously in the competition who are free scoring, very good defensively. There could be a lot of goals in the 4th round. There could be some real thunder-cracking, goals of the season contenders, I think, in the 4th round if certain teams play the way they do. You've got Man City in there versus Fulham. That could be a high scorer. You've got a misfiring Chelsea. You've got Everton, Brentford. There's a lot of possibilities for some cup upsets, and I think, the tie of the round for me is Kidderminster of the 6th tier. Yes, they are the lowest ranked side left, but playing high-flying West Ham of the Premier League. That could be, for me, the tie of the round. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts below, and I will have some more videos for you very, very soon.